All right, hi, let's get started. So now this is the third part about Git. Now I want to actually sort of start saving my Rust stuff to Git. Okay, so there are two ways we can do this, right? We can do it the manual way using the git status, git add, whatever we learn. Okay, the second way is you use this the VS Code's way of doing it. Okay, VS Code actually allows you to have a graphical user interface with Git. Now VS Code allows you to do that, and it's very, very convenient. You can just you see there's a commit button and there's a add. There's a thing you can do to add, and they call it if you hover over it, it's called stage changes. So VS Code comes with very good Git integration, and you can just push a lot of these things to GitHub. All right, no problem. So let me just run through again how this is done. Okay, so first thing first, there are some things I do not want added to my Git, and that is inside my git ignore. Okay, so here's my git ignore, which is untracked. Let me close this. Let's go to the git ignore. That's my git ignore. Yeah, here you are. Okay, it says target is not to be tracked. Okay, I want to not track my PDFs as well. I don't want to have any PDF files tracked. Okay, use types to compile them. Next thing I don't want to track is anything with a CSV file. Okay, star.csv. When I do star is actually a wildcard. It means that anything that ends with, let's say, this PDF, or anything that ends with a .csv, I do not want to track it for Git. So basically, when I run git status, I will not see any of those things over there. I will see the git ignore, I will see docs source cargo.toml. All this will be in the Git file. Okay, so these things I want to add. The other things I do not want to touch, like the CSV file that I output, because this will actually take up a lot of unnecessary space. Now it's very simple to add and commit. So what I can do is just, instead of using git add on the command line, I can go to the source control thing here on the pane in VS Code. Now just click add as follows. So you just add these one at a time. You can do that, or you can add all the changes like so. This will add all the new files into Git. Okay. Now, if you do git status here, you will see that a lot of new files are added. Now, this is done using the cargo graphical user interface. And now, instead of git commit with a -m, well, you can just do a message thing here, and I'll call this like maybe version 1. Okay, version 1. And then I'll just type the commit here. Commit changes on master. Okay. Right. And what do? Right. The next thing I want to do is to create a new repository. Okay. I'll just call this the learning journal for Rust learning journal. Just a disclaimer, I am not official representative of Rust Rust or anything like that. So do not I have no association with them. This is all unofficial. I'm doing this I'm not monetizing this video, so yeah. Rust okay, simulation learning journal, right? Simulation. Okay. These are some practice problems for Rust, right? You want a README file and all of this? Yes, you can do it. Okay, I have a git ignore. I don't want git ignore, or rather, I'll just want a license. Okay, I'm going to put this as GNU GPL. Okay, GPL3. Where's the GPL3? Yeah, this is very common open source license. So all the stuff here is open source. I'm going to make this repository now. Okay, so here's the initial commit. with the license. Now again, there are two ways of doing it. One way is to sort of clone this from the cloud. Okay, clone this from the cloud, and then I'll add the files to it one at a time. Okay, the other way is to create an empty repository and push everything online. Okay, so that's not really what I want to do. Okay, so I'll just have this Rust simulation learning journal, and I want to pull it. Okay, I want to pull it into a new branch. Okay, so this is, I'm going a little bit more advanced, a bit too suddenly, but all right. Let me go here. Yeah, I want to clone this Git repository first because I want the license file. Okay, so this is my Rust simulation learning journal. And this is the license file, which I'm going to copy and I'll put it on top. Okay. So here's my Rust simulation learning journal. And here's the new license file. Okay. I'm of course going to remove the Rust simulation learning journal. So what am I doing? I'm just I'm basically taking this license file and I'm putting it into my current Git repository. Okay. So Git status, the license file is there. I'm going to commit added GPL3 license. Okay. So now the license file is saved into this local Git repository. So now I want to upload this whole thing up to this Rust simulation learning journal here. Now, so what is the main branch? Okay, what's the main branch? Well, on GitHub it's main. Locally it's called master. So I'm just going to do a git branch -m main. This is what we saw in the last video, where we want to rename the main branch to instead of master, it is now main. Okay, of course, if you want to change it back to master, you can do so. Okay, right, so that's how you can do it. I'm gonna do it on main. Okay, and not only that, I want to add the remote here. I'm more familiar with the command line, less with VS Code, but here's how you can do it. Okay, git remote add origin, and then you paste the URL here. This will register this URL to this origin. Okay, this is what we discussed the last time. You may need a few rounds of practice, but yeah, that's what you need to do. All right, so git remote add origin. Here is the whole thing, the Rust simulation learning journal. Okay, and what I can do is to git push, set the upstream as origin main. Okay, git push, set the upstream as origin main. That's what the -u keyword actually does. We'll have a problem because we have two branches with different commit histories. So let's take a look at the commit history. Git log oneline. You'll see that I have a version 1 here. I have a GPL3 license. But you look online. If you look online, you will see a commit history with this initial commit. If you click on it, you'll see that this is our initial commit. And this is the only thing we added during this initial commit, which is the GNU GPL3 license. Now, we can of course view the commit history. Yeah, we can view the commit history. Okay, I have to do a bit of a check. Kind of forgot how to do this. But here is where your commit history is. Top right hand corner here. You see there's only one commit here and it's called initial commit. So the reason why we are getting this problem when we do a git push is because, okay, there are two different commit histories. Okay, updates were rejected because remote contains work that you do not have locally. These are basically commits. Okay, so you can't do anything. You can try a git pull because it's suggesting to the hint is telling you to do a git pull, and then you will probably get some things, get some errors, but this is what you can do. Okay, it says on branch main nothing to commit, working tree clean. Let's look at the git histories. Okay, it says added GPL3 license, so on and so forth. So that's fine. All right, so again, I'm going to hold on. It says there's no tracking information for the current branch. Please specify which branch you want to merge with. So the pull wasn't actually done correctly. It needs to be git pull origin, which is the remote, and you put main. Again, you'll probably run into some problems. It says fatal, refusing to merge unrelated history. So you do not do it like that. Okay, you do not do it like that. So don't follow the hints. If you just want to overwrite everything here, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to overwrite everything in this repository. I don't care about the commit history. I don't care about the license file anymore because I downloaded it, I saved it into the git commit, and I just want to override it. Now, if you want to override it, then it's a lot simpler. Okay, git push origin dash main, use the force keyword, dash force. Okay, it will push everything up, but it will delete everything you have here. So be careful when you use this force command. I'm going to reload. And then you'll see there's two commits. You'll no longer see the initial commit, but you see the version 1 and the added GPL3 license. These are the two commits here. So now we are good to go. Okay, everything here is so-called working. Okay, there's a version 1, there's a GPL3 license, all is fine. Okay, so this is how you deal with another practice video where we deal with putting our Rust project on Git. Okay, so yeah, I think with this out of the way, we can more or less go back to doing Rust and not deal with too much Git again. However, if you ever run into if you want to push it on Git again, we do not need to set everything using the command line anymore. Okay, let me make some changes to this file and add it to Git. So to do for next time. So this is the line I'm going to do. Okay, what's gonna happen is that, hey, this thing is a change. You can actually view what changes there are over here, which is very convenient in VS Code. Okay, you'll view the changes here, and then what I want to do is again add and okay, I'll say example commit. Okay, so I'm just going to add this, and what it does now is that there is this sync changes. When you highlight over sync changes, you're going to push this commit to origin main, so you don't have to type it out inside your command line, though I do highly recommend you learn the command line. But if you don't want to do the command line, you can do it the VS Code way. So sync changes, you push the commit to origin main. Okay, so it says this action will pull and push commits from and to origin main. So what's it doing first? It will pull down everything from origin main, and then it'll push it up. Okay, pulling down, that means it will sync the previous two commits. Okay, means these two commits it will pull down from the cloud, and then it will push up the new commits to origin, which is this URL and the main branch. That's what it is doing. So if you're okay, just click OK, or you can do OK and don't show again, but I'll just click OK. It will sync the changes and you push it up to GitHub. This is how you do it during VS Code. Do a reload and you will find your third commit there. So this is the example commit that we saw just now. Okay, so that's all I have for you. Hope this was helpful again in helping getting you used to Git. I'll see you next time.